So I've been crunching the data, and these are the most popular ham radios that you can buy right now on Amazon. Links to all of the radios in this video will be in the description below. If you use these links, then it does help my channel, and if you do, I really appreciate it. The other thing is that all of the prices are in US dollars. This is Amazon.com. Not all of these radios will be available in all Amazon regions. So let's get started with a Yaesu. I bet you didn't expect that that would be the first cab off the rank. This is the Yaesu FT65. This is a dual band compact handheld radio. The cheapest in the Yaesu line at $140 here on Amazon. It is dual band 2 meters and 70 centimeters, IP54. So it is as it mentions there, it is rugged, it's dust proof, it's waterproof. 5 watts, 2.5 watts, half a watt. And it's just one of those radios that seems to be very popular with a 4.6 star rating and also an Amazon choice as well. Being a Yaesu, it is a quality radio that you can trust, serve you for years and years to come. It is basic in features, but it is comparable to some of the other handheld radios that you can get on Amazon that are from various different brands. And a lot of people don't realize that you can buy other Yaesus as well. So you can also get the FT5D, and I think there's also another couple of other Yaesus, mobiles and handhelds. In fact, there will be a mobile coming up. There's an FT70 as well that you can buy off of Amazon. But for now, the FT65, 3-year warranty, great buy that you can get. The Radio Oddity QT80, this is a 10-meter radio. This is perfect for technicians who might be wanting to use HF, the top end of 10 meters. This is an Anytone AT quadruple 6, I think, rebadged radio from Radio Oddity. It will do SSB, AM, FM. It won't do CW, but again, it will do 80 watts. It has CT, CSS, and a couple of other features. It is a little bit CB-esque, if you know what I mean. I've done a couple of other videos on these types of radios with the channel selector knob, how they sort of use channelize things rather than a VFO knob, but you can program this radio for various different frequencies that you might use on 10 meters. And it's got some pretty nifty little features. It's also got a 7-color LCD display here, so you can change the color depending on if you're going to install this in a vehicle. One color might be better than another, especially when traveling at night. So there's lots of things to like about this radio, and it is one that is very, very popular with those who have just gotten either their technician license and want to dip their toes in HF. It is a very good time right now to be operating on 10 meters. 4.8 star rating here on Amazon. So at $299, the QT80 is a good buy. Now, we spoke about the Yaesu FT65. Well, now we've got the FT2980. This is a monoband 2-meter radio, a Yaesu radio, 80 watts. So more power than you would get out of a 50-watt mobile radio. A Yaesu 3-year warranty for $239.99. Again, a quality Yaesu radio. This has a 4.6 star rating on Amazon. It is an Amazon choice as well. There's lots of people that use these radios. I've seen ones who have installed these in the car. They might not need 70 centimeters or might not want 70 centimeters. So the monoband radio with no cooling fan as well, so there's no noise. It's got a great speaker in it, loud 3-watt output of audio. It's got all of the other features, your CT, CSS. You've also got your weather channels and a few other things in it as well. Next up is the Anytone AT quadruple 5N. I love some of these model numbers that they use. Again, this is a 10-meter monoband radio, but this can also be modified for 27 megahertz CB. It can also be modified for 12 meters. I think I did a review on this and showed how that can be done. It is 4.4 stars. This is the Anytone version, as I mentioned, $259. This has a little bit more of a feel. It's still kind of like a CB type of radio, but it's not. There's a lot of stuff that's not sort of in menus, which is really good. I found it a lot easier to operate, and you don't have, as I mentioned, you've got more buttons. So you don't have to deep dive down into menus to try and adjust things. It's also, the other thing I like about it too is the ability to be able to see your signal, your power, your SWR meters all there without having to switch between them. So this again is a nice radio for technicians, and if you want to see my review of this particular radio, then I will add a link up in the cards and in the description below right here to be able to for you to be able to watch. 60 watts it will do output power on SSB. I think FM will do around about 50 watts, so a good choice. Now this is also rebadged as a Radio Oddity QT60 Pro. Exactly the same radio, as you can see, the same look, the same functions, the same operation, just that it's got the Radio Oddity badge. And that's, again, same price, $259. You may, however, come across some promotions or abilities to redeem some coupons, so you might get it a little bit cheaper. So have a look out for either the Anytone or the Radio Oddity. Depending on which one, you might get a little bit better deal depending on what is going on. Now, if you want to step up from 10 meters, if you've got your general license or if you're able to use HF, then the Xiegu G90 is a great choice of radio because it will give you the entire HF spectrum, not just 10 meters, but every HF band. It will do 20 watts. It has a built-in auto antenna tuner. It's portable, it's small. It will do all of the modes, including CW, and it's just a very popular small SDR radio. $445 from Radio Oddity, which is a really good budget radio. You can detach the display unit off the front of the head of the radio. It's ultra portable, it's small in size, it's easy to use, and there's just countless videos of people using this, using the G90, and it's the most popular Xiegu. It's the most popular Chinese cheap radio that you can buy, and probably, as I mentioned, the easiest and cheapest way to get onto HF. Now, surprisingly, as I was going through the data of the most popular radios, this one popped up, which was the TalkPod A36 Plus. Now, the TalkPod has received quite a little bit of rap in the early days due to some issues with spurious emissions and a couple of other problems that the radio had. However, they did end up fixing that with this model. This is the A36 Plus Max, which is the 8-watt version. You can tell the difference between the two radios, one being the non-Max version and this being the Max version. And the difference being is that they fixed the spurious emissions problem. I actually did a review on this in a test. You can see that video above and in the description. And they also increased the output power to 8 watts. So this is a 2-pack radio. It's much better value to get a 2-pack radio than a single. 4.5 stars on Amazon. So the TalkPod is, I found, a great radio for aircraft reception. It worked really well for AM aircraft, and also the ability to be able to do 2 meters and 70 centimeters VHF, UHF. It's an easy to read screen, programmable with chirp, pretty intuitive menu system. So I found that radio, despite the rap that it got, it was actually a really good product. It just suffered from a couple of little niggly issues, which they ended up fixing anyway. And then surprisingly, this one popped up. Whilst it's not a ham radio, it's a GMRS radio. The Baofeng UV5G Plus has been a really popular radio on Amazon. It will do USB-C charging. It has a USB-C port. It will do NOAA weather reception. It will receive on VHF and UHF. It just won't transmit on VHF. It will transmit only on the GMRS frequencies. The 2-pack here is $65, 4.6 star rating on Amazon. So if you want to get yourself a pair of GMRS radios, then these are the ones that you want to look at. They've got wireless frequency copies, so if you end up programming up one, you can easily transfer that from one to the other on the fly. So 5 watts, So a great little GMRS unit. I did a review again on this. The Anytone AT5888UV. This is a dual band VHF UHF radio, but it is a dual band radio with a little bit of a difference. And as you can see there, it has dual band reception, so twin receivers in the radio, 2 meters and 70 centimeters. Very similar to the Yaesus, the earlier Yaesus, the FT8800s and those kind of radios where you can listen to each side of the radio at the same time. 50 watts output power on VHF, 40 watts output power on UHF. It will do cross-band repeat as well. It's also handy for those who may want to do satellite work as well, due to the ability to be able to receive on one frequency and transmit on the other frequency at the same time. Next up on the list is the Baofeng GT5R. This radio is the spectrally compliant version of the UV5R. It has a 4.4 star rating from about 1,000 reviews on Amazon. There's lots who purchase this as a 6-pack, so you can get this with the drop-in charges here for $130, which works out to be great value per radio. So if you've got a need for a lot of these, such as an event, then you can drop these all in and have a lot of them running. The radios themselves, as I mentioned, I've done a review on them being spectrally compliant. I've done tests on that. Again, there is a link up here somewhere. Now, this handheld, or this model of handheld, would have to be one of my most favorite. This is the TID Radio TDH3, and you guys also agree with me because these are incredibly popular. 4.5 star rating on Amazon. The dual pack is $60, so about $30 a radio. They're spectrally compliant. They're easy to program from the front panel. You can use them with Chirp. They have Bluetooth built into them for programming via the app, the TID Radio app. They will do 2 meters, 220, 440. I think they'll do the NOAA frequencies as well. They have USB-C direct programming and also charging, so you don't need a separate programmer cable for this. You can just use a USB-C cable. They'll also do wireless frequency copying as well. They'll receive air band, and it's kind of okay. And they cover quite a wide frequency range. A 2.5 amp hour battery in them as well. So yeah, the TID radio, I've done a review on this. This is probably my most favorite handheld radio if you're going to get one on a budget. Next up on the most popular list is the Retevis RT95. This is a mobile dual band 2 meters and 70 centimeters unit. It will do 25 watts, plenty of channels for programming. You can flip the screen upside down if you mount it differently in your car. And I just love this radio. I think that this is a great little budget radio for those who want to increase from a handheld to something more powerful. You can have it in your shack if you want to have a more powerful radio connected to an external antenna. This is the choice. And a 4.5 star rating on Amazon. Lots of people have mentioned that they've got one of these. They're very happy with it, and they're just a great radio from Retevis. Now, not only that, you can get this as an Anytone AT778UV. And again, it all depends on what's going on with the promos. Sometimes you can see, I think there was a 10% promo here that I've got. You might also get a promo with the Anytone. So they're exactly the same model radio, just rebadged with a different name. Of course, the most popular radio that has been sold on Amazon is the Quanchang UV-K5 or UV-K6. This is the UV-K5 here for $28, 4.4 star rating, and the UV-K5-8 or K6, depending on which one it is. They're pretty much the same radio, just with different screen and different button layout. Hackable radio. I've done lots of videos. There's actually a full playlist of videos on this particular model, which I'll link below if you want to check those out on how to modify this to receive all the way down into the HF spectrum. There's people putting little modification boards in them to enable that. They can listen to HF transmissions, all sorts of stuff you can do with this for $27, $28, which is really, really versatile, awesome little unit. Doesn't break the bank. Plus, you can still use it as a regular VHF, UHF handheld radio. If you own any of the radios in this list, then let me know in the comments below what you think of them. And if you want to see more ham radio accessories that you can get off of Amazon that you really need in your shack, then there are some videos over here which will go through those top accessories now.